How's it going, everyone? I'm the one and only Kaiju Sage. Welcome back to a new video, and in today's video, you can see on the screen right here, we're going to be talking about the 3.20 balance manifesto surrounding the Eldritch Altars, and we're going to talk about what did they change. I'll give you a brief TLDR, and I'll basically just cover theirs, but I'll try to give it an even faster TLDR. And for those that just want to, know what's going on, and then I'll go into a detailed breakdown afterwards. And yeah, let me know as we're going through it or after I go through it all. Let me know what you're thinking about it. Let me know what your favorite change is. Let me know what your least favorite change is. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. And I'd really appreciate it. It helps the channel grow before 3.20 comes out. And yeah, so without further ado, let's dive in and talk about these Eldritch Altars and what they're changing and my thoughts on it. So, as promised, I won't waste too much time for those people who just want to know what's going on, what's happening with it. So, thankfully, they did part of my job for me here, and they made a TLDR thing. So, basically, the fastest way of putting it, they're nerfing Eldritch Altars a little bit, but they are shifting the reward structure of them some so that they have better rewards, but you're just getting less rewards overall from them. So what form does that take? I mean, you can see here, altars no longer offer rewards like gems, influence items, unique items, and maps. So they're narrowing the drop pool a lot. So now you're going to get more currency items, probably more normal rares, some, like other things, but you'll no longer get gems, maps, or influence items or unique items from them. So you're going to have to look elsewhere for those things. But you can still get basic currency rewards that are now split up into the map boss drops a specific type of orb, or the enemy will drop a specific type of orb. As you can see here, map boss drops 3 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿 orbs. Atlas no longer offer basic rewards like orbs of augmentation, orbs of transmutation, blacksmith, whetstone, and armor scraps. So they're removing a lot of the junk currency, basically. A lot of the bubblegum junk currency that you wouldn't want really anymore once they're running T14s and 16s consistently. You don't care about these things. So there you go. Like you're not going to need these. The drop weight will still adhere to these removals. So the currency, you'll see a lot more good currency is literally the line they said. Scarabs and div cards will now be more specific. You'll see div cards with a reward for unique jewelry, or you'll see, for unique armor, weapons, currency, etc., etc. Specific rewards will be split in such a way that they are exclusive to one altar type, meaning so either Searing or Eater altars. Scarabs are offered a lot less from altars now, but we don't want them to be too scarce. So they're adding rusted scarabs to the core drop pool. So now you'll start finding scarabs, just rusted scarabs in the core drop pool. Not a big fan of this change overall, I don't think, but I'll talk about that later. I'm still finishing TLDR, and then we're adding a vendor recipe so you can upgrade them up to gilded. So there will still be winged scarabs to find and still be worth something, but gilded scarabs and everything are now going to be in the trash can as far as value goes. Amount of influence monsters spawned by altars has been reduced by 33%, but they're increasing the amount of altars spawning by 50% to offset this value. So you're losing some enemies when you spawn altars, but you're going to get a lot more altars. I think this will be a net gain on total altars and monsters found. I don't know. I'm not a total math guy, but I think that's a net gain. Making changes so that altars that affect boss drops are comparable in value. They've redesigned the keystones surrounding both of the altars. The ones that are like you find more, excuse me, those that find more altars and take more damage, what the altars are more rewarding, that kind of thing. And then lastly, let's see. Yeah, then they've changed it to only apply in maps that are affected by their respective influence. So you'll only be affected by an actual Eater influenced map or Searing influenced map. And then the last thing is they've added what do you call them? Awakened gems. Awakened gems can now drop from Maven witnessed fights. Maven witnessed boss fights can now drop awakened gems. So if the Maven is watching a fight in any map, it can potentially drop an awakened gem. I assume this also means that the Maven challenges, the Maven crucibles, can probably drop awakened gems as well if they couldn't before. I'm pretty sure they already could somewhat. But they also said up here somewhere that now Maven witnessed map bosses can drop awakened gems that were previously exclusive to the Maven herself. So there you go. That's the quick TLDR. There you go. If you enjoyed, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Now, let's talk a little bit more in detail. I'll try to speed this along a little bit because we already covered everything now pretty much. I just want to give my thoughts on some things. So, the Scarab changes. I am really not a fan of these Scarab changes. Let me highlight them here. These Scarab changes are good overall for the lower end player, right? I will admit this is good for a casual Andy who doesn't run a lot of maps, but they already weren't really running that many Scarabs, if at all. They were probably just accruing a bunch of Scarabs and then selling them in a pile, if at all. I think this just really hurts the Scarab economy. I really liked making a decent bit of my currency from selling Scarabs. And I still will be able to. Like, I'll still just stack up, like, 10, 20 of a Scarab, sell it in bulk, and I'll still make some chaos and stuff. But it's just, I don't know how big of a fan I am of this. I'll reserve my full judgment because I do admit, being able to juice your maps with Scarabs feels great. It feels fucking great when you get to juice a map with Harbingers and extra drops and extra div cards and stuff. And just, I like juicing it to the currency, or to the league mechanic max. I like putting Blight, Harbinger, and Einhar and a couple and like something else in there. And then, so this will help more people have access to that. I'm fine with the 3-to-1 ratio thing. That's fine. I mean, you can now sell them for 3-to-1, get a better Scarab. That's fine. I probably still won't. I'll probably just be selling them in bulk. I mean, at this point, I might have to. If those are not going to be worth anything now, you're probably going to just have to sell them up at vendors and get gildeds and sell those in bulk. So anyway, let's move on. So altar rewards, they go into more detail about it, offer a basic, currency choice, but instead of offer choices for specific currency, instead of seeing altars that say map boss drops 3 basic currency items, you'll see map boss drops 3 Vol Orbs. Currency rewards from influence minions can no longer drop in stacks larger than 1. Okay. So any influenced mob that you kill will no longer drop a currency stack larger than 1. I didn't know that was possible, but there you go. Common things, orbs of augmentation, blacksmith, whetstone, yada yada yada, removed or no longer offered. Div cards. The specific currency and div cards will be split so that one exclusive altar type. That means that if you are targeting a specific reward, you'll be able to figure out which influence type to invest in order to farm that reward. The rewards that still remain are currency, scarabs, div cards, duplicate currency, duplicate currency, unique scarabs, maps, divination cards, and quantity rarity. Oh, duplicate, chance to duplicate drops. Okay, that's what they mean by that. Okay. To give a specific example, if you run more maps influenced by the Eater of Worlds, you'll see divine orbs from the basic currency reward more than twice as often as before. Okay, I mean, that's cool and all. I hope that comes to fruition. That would be really sick. And there you go. So, and they're just saying twice as often as compared to current state Eldritch Altars. On the whole, scarabs will be offered a lot less from altars than before. However, they're going into the general pool. Boss rushing. Players have an incentive currently to skip past all regular map bosses or map monsters and kill the map boss first. The motivation for doing so is that altars which offer rewards affecting map bosses are less desirable. By killing the map boss first, you eliminate these options from your map altars, making them more rewarding. This is one of these cases where the most efficient and rewarding gameplay strategies undermine the expected gameplay loop and encourages players to do things that aren't really fun. Making a few numerical changes to altars rewards so that choices that affect boss drops and influence monster drops are more comparably valuable, though boss drop rewards will be slightly better on average than Eldritch minion rewards. They're saying this, and I think they have a good thing at heart. Please don't screw this up. Don't, kill one playstyle to try to save another. I think this will be okay. I think if they want to try to incentivize people to still kill map bosses normally, just clear a map, kill a map boss, and get the altars that way and do with that stuff, that's fine. But just don't hurt the people who want to go in, beat the map boss, and then come back out, clear the map, get all the altars, juicing up all their packs. Because that is still a absolutely desirable thing that some people like to do. Good old 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿 loves to do that. That's one of his things. He loves juicing the hell out of maps. Let him do that. Altar monster packs. Let's move on. Have been reduced by about a third, but the chance of the influence has been increased by about half to somewhat offset this. Eldritch monster maps would spawn exactly 60 packs within a map. They will now spawn somewhere between 20 and 60 packs per map. It's a large enough variance that the difference should be notable. It should also encourage the decision making around altars. For example, if you intuit that it may be a 20 pack map, you might be more inclined to pick more map boss modifiers, as there won't be as many influence monster maps, or as many influence monsters in the map. While we are working on this, we took the opportunity to change the pack spawning behavior from influence so that a given area will only have 3 different types of monster packs. Previously, there were 8 pack types that could spawn per influence type, and it randomly chose. That won't have a significant impact on gameplay. The goal was simply to give some identity to an area to give you a better idea of what to expect during gameplay. So they're narrowing the packs types of influence monsters in a given map. There are still 8 types of packs that can spawn across the atlas, but a given map will only spawn 3 of a certain type of those 8. So you'll have a little bit more idea of what you're focusing on. Wrath of the Cosmos encouraged players a level of risk of danger that was outside the capability because of how valuable the rewards were. It made sense to die a few times per map to forego the level of rewards the Keystone offered. This is not ideal, to say the least. We've redesigned the Keystone, so now it only affects altars in maps influenced by the Searing Exarch. Each altar now has a 50% chance for an additional upside. Altars with an additional upside will now have their downside effect increased by 100%. The overall risk versus reward nature of this Keystone is still in place. It's just a lot less intense now. The Eldritch Gaze now only affects Eater. The main reason for this is we want you to invest Atlas passives into the influence type that you are currently farming. It feels wrong to get passives from the opposite influence cluster in order to maximize rewards from the influence type you're currently farming. That's fair. The small passives near the Keystone are specific to the influence type, and it's nice and tidy to keep things consistent in this way. Just explicitly call a spade a spade. This is a nerf to how much you can scale your rewards from these Keystones. If you're one of the subset of players who were taking both Keystones in the past. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a bit of a nerf, but they don't want you to have to go literally to the opposite ends of the Atlas passive tree, one out here, one way out here. And so, I mean, it's fine. This is one where It sucks. I'm sure some people will be mad. I don't really care. I was never taking both of those things. That is a lot. That is a lot of difficulty, and I don't think most people were taking that. Like, I was already basically only focusing the Eater of Worlds because I can't stand the Searing Exarch. The ignite you to death thing, it's just so frustrating to fight and deal with. So there you go. Conclusion: altar rewards are a bit more sensible now through clearer reward types and by toning down the extreme level of giftiness that we work towards, making it so that players don't feel compelled to rush straight to map bosses. Yeah. Okay, then they just talk about the previous manifestos. So yeah, I mean, overall, I think these are good changes. They're trying to incentivize people to do map bosses again, trying to incentivize people to focus one influence or another. I think these are good changes overall. The Scarab changes scare me a little bit. We'll have to wait and see how it all shakes out. Yeah, once again, thank you all for watching. If you made it this far, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. Once again, I really appreciate you being here. And comment down below. Once again, what was your favorite change from all of this? What is your least favorite change from all of this? Let me know what you're thinking. I'd love to hear from you. And if I enjoy your comment, I'll give it a heart. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in a new video tomorrow. And I hope you have a great day.